Land of the rising sun, my originality. Land of the rising sun, Biafra. Land of the rising sun, Biafra. My home, my fatherland, Biafra. Land of the rising sun, Biafra. My home, my fatherland. We are children of the Most High, called by the name of God, the Creator. Wise men from the east, south, and the middle, great Biafland people. We're taking it to idol worship and we lost the face of our God. And as we wallowed in idol worship, the British entered in, trading on the Niger, exploiting your people, trading by barter. You give me palm oil and take soup, so them entered in. I brought in civilization, brought in your religion, and told us about America, and we embraced them. I never knew them got ulterior motive. With religion splitted us amongst our brethren, with denomination teared us apart. Building churches, schools and hospitals, we never knew we had to pay this much to be your slaves forever. Oh, nah. So we fought so hard against them systems, fighting against them schisms. We fought so hard against them systems, fighting against them schisms. But our lives have gone poor. At the very spot we left our America. Now it's the time to be restored. Great Biafra be restored. I want freedom for my people. Freedom for Biafra. I know Biafra, land of the rising sun. Land of the rising sun. Biafra, my home, my father. The descendants of Abraham. Biafra, from Father Isaac. The descendants of Jacob. Biafra is a reality. My home, my fatherland. My originality.
Why are you people lying? Why don't you tell them they want an independent Biafra? Oh, they're fighting for their freedom. So we owe everything to Umuchiukwu who asked us to come. Not by our own might, nor power, nor will, but by the grace of the Most High.
Back in 1914, amalgamation, colonial masters, criminal masters, a mercenary soldier named Frederick Lugar brought together all them captives, including Jah people, them Yorubas and them Ariwas, and so many other people called us Nigeria, Niger area. Oh, Nigeria, people with different religion, different beliefs, yeah, different in culture and tradition, different language, different in everything, overstanding on the reason first to coexist together. Hidden plant of confusion. attempts here in Nigeria, looting all our treasures, colonial external marginalization of them Biafrans. Now is the time for manifestation. Now is the time to be restored. Great Biafra be restored. I want freedom for my people. Freedom for Biafra. Ayoy, Biafra. Land of the rising sun. Biafra. My home, my fatherland. My fatherland. Biafra. Land of the rising sun. Land of the rising sun. Biafra. My home, my fatherland. My originality. Biafra. Land of the rising sun. Land of the rising sun. Biafra. Home sweet home, my fatherland. I believe in Biafra. Biafra. Land of the rising sun. Yes, there was a country before they came from. Yeah, my home, my fatherland. Yes, it's a reality. Biafra is a reality. My originality.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Umuchiukwu Media USA coming to you live from state of New Jersey. My name is David Ezekwesili, reporting on behalf of Umuchiukwu Family Writers. This morning, I have priest. He just finished the mass program or mass church service, and he has some issues that are boiling in his spirit that he wanted to share with the people of God. Without wasting much of your time, I want to introduce, Father, introduce yourself to the audience. This is Umuchiukwu Media.
Thank you very much, Umuchiukwu Media. I know we have met a couple of times. We have spoken over the phone.
Yes.
We have met at occasions, and I have seen your handiwork.
Battery,
You are doing
70%.
great. And that's why anytime this opportunity calls, I never say no, because I believe we are working towards a common goal. Umuchiukwu, you guys were great at the funeral of the parents of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a couple of days ago. It was covered live. I watched everything live on YouTube and Facebook. It was a great job you guys did, despite
iPhone disconnected. Ready to pair.
despite the threat that the army and the police, the Nigerian army and the police were posing, and people were scared. A lot of people didn't come. But your media was there live and covered everything live and made it possible for us
Battery,
to watch
70%.
the whole ceremony, for which
Yes.
I am grateful to you guys. And let me apologize because I know we scheduled this in earlier, but I didn't finish Mass on time. And when I finished, I had a couple of people that needed my attention, and that's why I came in. We're starting a little bit late, so I hope you don't mind. I know you came all the way from New York. You paid to come here, so
Yeah,
it's not that I don't appreciate your time. I do.
oh,
I
Father.
do. And I hope you don't mind accepting my apology for the lateness.
That's fine, Father. We don't have. It's the same. We're working in His vineyard.
Yes,
we are working in His vineyard.
Thank you very much.
So, as a priest, anytime you call us, we'll come, call and obey. That's what we are into.
So I appreciate your time. And
Thank you.
By way of introduction, my name is Reverend Father Augustine Odinmegwa. Father Odinmegwa is from Orauku. Orauku is in Idemili province, Omambala, which they call Anambra State, in Biafland.
Yes.
And it is my pleasure to have you come all the way from New York to be here. And I'm happy that eventually we're having this time after a couple of postponements.
It's nice having you again,
so thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Before I will proceed to the questions, so many things have happened. So many waters has passed under the bridge. Like few days back, not few weeks back, I think like it's over a week now. For those of you who are the student of Radio Biafra, those Umuchiukwu that are always on the radio, our deputy, Umuchiukwu from Mefo, was so angry about what is happening in Nigeria. But specifically, he hit so hard on the churches, priests, bishops, because in other developed world, they are the people that everyone is looking up to. But in Nigeria, reverse is the case. So when our deputy was on air and he was hitting the nail so hard, I'm like, is Ucheme for becoming a priest now or what? So Father, did you listen to that broadcast?
Actually, I did. And it was played a few times and I listened to it twice, actually.
Wow.
So,
So I can say that the broadcast is like meant for you guys. Is that why you wanted to come on air today?
First of all, let me appreciate our Onyendu for the marvelous work he's doing. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and I'll still continue to condole with him on the death of his parents. And also Ucheme for himself, who has always been there, both for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and for IPOB and for Biafra, and indeed for the whole of Africa, because this struggle, I have seen it, is not just limited to Biafra. It's meant to benefit the entire regions of countries of Nigeria and Africa in general. So I want to appreciate the effort they are making, especially this time around, in spite of the loss. Like I said, I listened to Mazuche before the speech he made. And for the avoidance of the doubt, Uchemefo is a hardcore Catholic Christian. I have known him very well, 101, and I can attest to the depth of his Christian conviction. And he has made it clear openly and privately that he will live and die a Catholic, Biafra or no Biafra. So it's not as if he has any animosities against anybody. But it's because why I'm saying giving it his background is because the address was mainly referring to the bishops, and when we say bishops, we're basically referring to the Catholic Church in particular.
And Anglicans, it's not only
Absolutely,
the
Anglicans,
most
are
especially the Pentecostals, because these are the one booming now in Nigeria.
But
so you're going to speak on behalf of all of them, because
yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
You also know that the Catholic Church is always the lead.
Yes.
Most of everything that involves the church, or the churches. The Catholic Church, their role will either motivate or dampen the spirit of others. if the Catholic Church moves in any part of the world, especially Christian world, the rest of the churches will follow. So that leadership role, I believe, is where Uchemefo is referring. And I am also, because I've received a lot of calls.
Yes.
I'm also concerned, seriously concerned, with the role of the Catholic Church in particular and the church in general in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And I've received a series of calls from fellow priests, kind of expressing disappointment that we're not seeing sufficient involvement of the Catholic Church as a body.
Is it criticism you're talking about or action?
Concerned in both, especially action-oriented. And let me give you an example. There was, I'm sure that Uchemefo must have read it, the memo that came from the Catholic Bishops' Conference. I keep referring to it because I hope I can pull it up. Mm-hmm. It was a memo sent out that there was going to be a march.
Yes.
A peaceful march / protest.
Okay.
In all the dioceses in Nigeria.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So we got it. Everybody was, as a matter of fact, I sent it out I sold it out like wildfire, because especially people those of us who have been like, what are we doing as a church?
Yes.
To address the issue. Because everybody knows there is a big problem in Nigeria. And it's not just the big problem of politics.
Yes.
It's a problem of survival of Christians. Mm-hmm. Survival of Christians, persecution of Christians, jihad against the Christians in Nigeria. Yes. Every part of Nigeria, not just Biafrans. We call the northern Christians. So everybody knows that this problem is there. Mm-hmm. And also everybody knows that the government is doing little or nothing.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, from a couple of indications, it seems that the government is enabling the killing of Christians. So, when you see such a magnitude of an attack on a people, there is need for there to be a collective response of the people.
Yes.
So when this memo came out, I wish I can see it, and then there you go.
That would be very interesting.
This memo came out a couple of days ago, and it came out from
that's before the broadcast of Uchemefo.
Uchemefo, yes, because I believe that Uchemefo must have read this. I didn't speak to him, but I believe he must have read it, and I mean, an average person would definitely react to exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. And the memo was, this is coming from the Secretary General of the Catholic Bishops' Conference.
Okay, in Nigeria?
This is on the social media.
Okay.
And it says, Your Eminences, Your Graces, my Lords, I have been directed by the Administrative Board of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria to communicate to you in the face of the current security situation. The Church needs to speak out in word and action against the level of insecurity in the country.
Yes.
This is not my writing, it's from the Catholic Bishops' Conference. Mm-hmm. He went on to say, the board is directing that on Ash Wednesday, which is this coming Wednesday,
that is coming.
26th February 2020, all Catholics, in solidarity with the many kidnapped and killed persons, stage a protest wearing black.
Okay.
Every diocese is to please organize the prayer protest. The board will, in due course, send a brief message to be read in all the churches prior to the procession, signed by the Secretary General, Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria, Abuja. Right? I sent practically everybody in my contact received this. I sent it out, and it was coming because it was coming and going. People were sending it out.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to this day. Imagining how things will look when all the dioceses in their respective dioceses are marching and protesting with the bishop, the priest, the lay faithful, the sisters, the nuns, everybody. And the laity wearing black. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's going to send a very powerful message to the world.
Yes.
There's no how the world will not pay attention to what is going on. Right? Just as we watched the one that was done by the bishops in India, it went wild. People watched it. Everybody was like, wow. This one was supposed to be by far more widely circulated, that every part of the world would have seen that there is a problem back home in Nigeria against the Christians.
Yes.
Right? Now, I didn't even know that there was another memo that came out. It was somebody who forwarded it to me and said, hey, Father, what's going on? There is a change. I said, no, there's no change. So he sent this thing to me from the Archdiocese of Benin. And it reads, Dear fathers, sisters, and our beloved lay faithful, I am directed by the Archbishop, meaning the Archbishop of Benin, to inform you of the new dimension to the proposed peaceful protest march planned for Ash Wednesday, February 26, 2020, by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria. New dimension. He went on to say the peaceful protest march will take place, but only in Abuja during the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, gathering between March 1st and March 6th, 2020, where all the bishops will lead the march with priests, religious, and lay faithful of Abuja Archdiocese, and those who can join them. However, the Catholics in other dioceses in the country are expected to observe the abstinence and fasting on Ash Wednesday, February 26th, 2020, put on black clothing or wear black armband to signify that we are mourning all victims of kidnapping, banditry, and incessant killings of our people, as well as registering our peaceful protest without a march.
So, okay, keep saying.
Kindly pass on the information to all Catholics. Signed, Father Mike Oyanofo, Chancellor, Archdiocese of Benin. So this was sent to the diocese.
Yes.
So when I read this thing, I was like, what happened? Now, we are changing from the marching that could have gone on every part of Nigeria.
Yes.
North, west, south, east, everywhere. To now limiting it to Abuja alone. Now, when we talk fasting and prayers, they always go with Ash Wednesday. So that one, there's nothing new about it. Wearing of blacks, you wear the blacks, you go to your church and come out. It's not the same thing as a march that could have covered 2 or 3 streets with a colorful dressing in black. And people will be asking, what is going on in Nigeria?
Yes.
Because this will appear in social media. You know? And everybody will be like, what is going on in Nigeria? And then the message that would have come from the administrative board of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria would have said in details why we are protesting. Right? And this will be in the social media. And this will definitely call the attention of the world powers. They will understand that what is going on in Nigeria is truly not a terrorist attack. It is a religious war. It's a jihad going on in Nigeria. I had a time to discuss with somebody about one of my friends teaching at Fordham University. You know, we were trying to, he was trying to understand what is going on in Nigeria. And at a point, he said, Father, do you know that what is going on in Nigeria is not terrorism, that it is a religious war? I said, yes, I know. Think about it. Christians are being massacred. It's not just by, it's a lot of world-renowned media have continued to say that Christians are being massacred in the north. Every day. Middle belt. They have now come down to the east. Now, initially, everybody was thinking it's a terrorist organization, Boko Haram. Now, we're no more talking about Boko Haram. We're talking about Fulani herdsmen. We're talking about kidnappers.
Mieti Allah.
We're talking about Mieti Allah. We're talking about insurgents on multiple fronts. And what is the central message? The central message goes back to what Othman Danfodio said, that he will dip the Quran in the lower part of the Niger, meaning from north to south. And Ahmadu Bello, his son or grandson or so, his descendant, the Sultan of Sokoto, made it clear just right after independence in 1960. Independence. Ahmadu Bello, 12th October 1960, Ahmadu Bello had a meeting with the Cornut Fulanis. And he was really assuring them, telling them that this country called Nigeria, I'm paraphrasing, this country called Nigeria is an extension of their great father's estate, Othman Danfodio. And we must fight ruthlessly to defend it, using the Middle Belt as willing tools and South as conquered territory.
Yes.
What does that tell you?
That's what is going on now.
That this is exactly what is going on. They want to overrun the entire country and Islamize it, killing Christians, right? 1 second.
Okay.
So, Obasanjo has said it a while ago, that what is good, of all people, Obasanjo, who has lived and worked with the Fulani, he knows every bit of their plan. He has told us the plan these people have is Islamization and Fulanization of the entire country. So, which means this is not a terrorist operation. No, it's a religious war. Now, you take it further. How do you explain the fact that buses, luxurious buses, loaded with people coming from the north
to the east,
luxurious buses, not one, not two, think 3 or 4, hijacked by the so-called either Boko Haram or kidnappers, because they're all the same, hijacked the buses, and in each case, they will call out all the Muslims and they will let them go. And then they will take the Christians into the forest. Till today, nobody is giving account of that.
And nobody's talking about it.
Nobody's
no
talking
media
about that. Why? Because the federal government has bought all the media. Name it CNN or BBC or BBC Igbo, BBC House or Channels Television. Or they don't talk about this because they have all been bought over. Now, so, which means the world is not getting the picture of what is going on. Because all this media have been bought over, right?
Yes.
So, now you put it
in the context
the context of this memo.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted to ask you. Does it mean that?
In the context of this memo. Now, let me take you back a little bit. During the war, 1967 to 70.
Yes.
1967 to 70.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. What did Britain do? They sealed off every information from going outside. Nothing was going outside. Whatever was going, the genocide going on in Nigeria that time, in the name of quote and unquote civil war, Britain made sure that the outside world are shut off from it. No information leaving the area. So people didn't even know what was going on. And thousands and millions of people, innocent people, were being massacred. Who leaked out the information to the outside world? Was the missionaries. The priests, the Catholic priests, the missionaries, Holy Ghost fathers, the priests, spirit. I was reading a message somebody wrote in commemoration 50 years of the Civil War, remembering the missionary. Very powerful message. I read it, and I think I noted a few things. I'll find it out later. Some of the note I took from it. Mm-hmm. The missionaries started leaking out the information, the picture, what was going on. What is going on in our civil war? There's nothing civil about it. Yes. These people, they want to exterminate these people.
Completely.
They are killing children. The missionaries started leaking out information to the outside world. That was why the government, when they noticed it, they insisted that all the missionaries must leave.
Okay.
Now, I am coming the role of the church.
Yes.
If not for the role of these people, these missionaries, nobody knows what could have happened. Right? Mm-hmm. They were able to let the outside world know what is going on in the between 1967 and 1970. That was why a young man, Bruce Mayrock, the young man that
burned himself
in front of the United Nations
New York,
in protest against the killing of innocent people in Biafra land. If not for all these pictures and the messages that leaked out through the missionaries, nobody would have known what was going on. Right? Now, you put it side by side with what is going on right now in Nigeria. I keep saying, forget about some of these Pentecostals. Why I don't hold them so much to accountability is that these are all businesses. But they get the money and put in their pocket.
But Father, the way this, you see, what you read here shows that the whole thing was hijacked somewhere.
Well,
the Pentecostal is like their own is visible. But this is a well-pronounced program that's supposed to take place. But along the line, it's like was hijacked. But
yes, let me not use the word.
Or maybe it will still be going. It will still go on.
Let me not use the word hijacked. But the fact is, something happened in between the two memos.
Okay.
Something that is not even positive, and to the goodness and to the welfare of the people, and to the something that is not. I don't know what to call it. To be honest with you, when I saw this, when this guy forwarded it to me, I pulled out the phone number for the Secretary General in Abuja, Catholic Secretariat. Yes. I called several times. The number was ringing. Nobody was picking up. Mm-hmm. I sent a text message. Hey, I've been trying to reach you. Do you have another number I can reach you? He said, call me on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Call me back on Saturday. On Friday, I said, okay, let me try late at night. Called, was ringing, didn't pick up. This Saturday, early in the morning, I tried calling the number through WhatsApp, through direct, was ringing. Nobody was picking up. Because I let the guy know why I was calling.
He knows why you were calling.
I'm not saying that he doesn't want to hear me or to listen to me or whatever. I'm not sure what happened.
All of a sudden change.
At the same time, I don't know why the change in the memo. Because I wanted to get the information from the right source. What happened? So, that's why I would say, I don't want to use the word hijacking. But something happened in between. But what I don't get.
Oh, it's watered down. They water the whole thing.
Or what I don't get is why the shift from the overall march protest that a lot of us were excited to see. Not just myself, my fellow priests, a lot of priests, even those at home, in our forum. Everybody was looking forward to this.
Yes.
So, why the sudden change? Now, I don't know what happened. I don't have the answer. So, But I just feel that it is still somebody somewhere must tell us exactly what happened. Because let's be realistic. I keep saying it. This is no more. We're not dealing with terrorists. Terrorists are mostly internal issue.
Yes.
But religious war is both internal and external issue. It is in the United Nations Charter. You cannot do religious war. Wherever you do it, any country can come and defend the people being persecuted.
Yes.
In all honesty, if the bishops' conference and then maybe the Christianity in Nigeria had done a very good homework and aggressive work and proved to the world that this is the religious war going on, this country, US, can come in anytime without even the permission of Nigerian government to intervene.
But Father,
right?
I believe.
So,
okay.
Now, like I said, I'm not putting it. I'm putting it mainly on my church, because you have to start by criticizing your own.
Yes.
On the same time, look at the Christian Association of Nigeria.
Forget about those ones.
Exactly. Everybody knows. I'm trying to say, everybody knows that Christian Association of Nigeria has failed. The Christian Association of Nigeria, one of your leaders was publicly executed, beheaded in a barbaric way. No collective response, no serious reaction. You can't even. Let me tell you this. I have come to believe that the little information that is out there, by which people like President Trump is reacting on the persecution of Christians, and then included Nigeria,
yes,
is because of the information that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB has been able to push.
They are the only mouthpiece that
to
speaks
the lawmakers in Washington, D.C. That's how they started seeing the magnitude of the problem. Now, and then you begin to wonder, is it that we don't understand what is happening as a church? Christian Association has failed.
I don't know if they are still existing.
So the point I'm making is,
okay,
we may not be able to come together again as Christian Association of Nigeria, which Catholic Church is not even a member.
Okay.
Now, it may be difficult to come together again. They have been CAN has been incapacitated. Whatever happened,
CAN has been Islamized.
So now, what it means is that any church, be it Anglican, be it Catholic, can massively organize something like this nationwide protest, peaceful march. That could have solved the problem that CAN has failed.
But Father, there is no mouthpiece there. That's the headache of Mazi Uchemefo. Nobody is. You see what you just read now? Nobody is talking. That's our problem.
No, I disagree. Now, this is. You know why I disagree?
No.
I disagree because
the bishops are talking. Only Bishop Kuka.
There are a lot of. You know what? There are a lot of bishops
in Nigeria speaking out against what is happening now.
Believe you me, I've read a very powerful piece written by Bishop Ugoji, the Bishop of Roma, a while ago. He wrote a very powerful piece condemning the evil going on in Nigeria. I read it. Now, I listened to Bishop of Nsukka, Bishop Ona. Mm-hmm. I think a couple of weeks ago, not too long ago, less than a month ago, he made a powerful presentation on challenging the Christians on the evils going on in Nigeria. Right? Mm-hmm. You have mentioned Bishop Kuka.
Yes.
He has spoken out. Now, this bishop, it doesn't mean that this bishop are not doing anything. They are doing a lot of work. I give you an example with my own bishop. My own bishop is so focused on revamping the decadence in the academic world, in the academic field in our area, beginning from kindergarten all the way to university. And I give him an unbelievable credit for it.
What's the name of the bishop?
Archbishop Val Okeke.
Okay.
He has done a marvelous work revamping the decaying educational standard in Anambra State as far as it concerns the church and even beyond the church and the Catholic. He's built a very massive center where students can stay and be able to study and focus on your studies and be shielded away from this callous life of the students in the universities, and then all these occults they join, all these social security societies they join and this thing. So he is doing a marvelous work in revamping the quality of education in our area. I give it to him. Now, so therefore, for individual bishops, and if I can take a few steps back further, we have somebody like during the war, Civil War, 1967 to 70, right?
Yes.
Cardinal Arinze was the second god we knew. When the war started in 1967, I was 8 years old, so I was already receiving communion, serving at Mass. He was the second god we knew. He did a lot through the Catholic Caritas to make sure that a lot of lives were saved, for which day tomorrow I love him for it. He did a lot during his own time. You take it further, you look at Archbishop Bishop Ganaka of Jos, when the time of Maitasine. It was Bishop Ganaka who told the cream of charismatic renewal members, national convention that was held in Jos. He told them, if somebody is coming to kill you, you know the person is coming to kill you and you did not defend your life. If you die, you committed a suicide. You are bound to defend your life. It is in every known legal institution that you are bound to protect it because your life is precious. Yes. You protect it. And that was why people mobilized themselves and started fighting back. That was the beginning of the end of Maitasine in that area. So people like that give their word.
It's very strong.
Very exactly. You remember Archbishop Okogie during the time of Abacha.
Okogie did well, but now in our area, what about Father Mbaka?
Now, what I'm saying is this, right? Individual bishops are doing marvelously well in their dioceses. Okay. Believe you me.
Okay, let's
in the area of spirituality, charity, corporal work of mercy, taking care of the bishops. Bishop Onna was on the Okada, going to a remote confirmation in a remote place. He was on the social media. It's a very powerful message of faith. So they are doing wonderfully well in their respective areas, no doubt about it. Many of them are speaking out. But the fact is, individual voices remain individual voices. When we come together to act, because what they said there is we want to speak out in word and action. That protest would have sealed up whatever any individual person is saying or doing. Another side of this story is this. You mentioned Father Mbaka. Thank you very much for mentioning it. Yeah. I remember when Mbaka was...
And some people are saying that Val Okeke did not condemn the killing of IPOB members and some... You know, when we're talking about these people are being killed, it's my people. They are Biafrans.
Absolutely.
So someone is putting it to Val Okeke that he did not speak out.
But that's exactly the point I'm making.
Yeah.
That no matter how any individual speaks out, it's not going to make much impact in the outside world.
Yes.
What makes impact in the outside world is a collective response to a problem that is facing everybody. Massive and collective response. So it doesn't matter how much you condemn, how much you say, how much you do as an individual. It's not have that impact in the outside world, because when it comes with religious persecution, we need outside world help.
Yes.
We cannot do it alone. That's why when people are talking about restructuring, you're like, from which world are these people coming from? This guy are coming. These people are talking about exterminating the Christians. And you're talking about restructuring, and they are not even yielding. And this thing started age long ago, and they are not yielding. Every day they are perpetuating their plan. Now they are talking about they started pardoning Boko Haram, and the same
army that they are killing.
The same army killing the people.
They will
And
now-
now, this not even the army, the same people,
That the army went to
terrorists,
fought with
the people who
and
call
captured
terrorists,
them alive.
the people that were called terrorists,
But why are they capturing them alive?
they are
The
captured
same people are
alive,
killing the minute they
brought to the government, not even for justice to take its place. No, the president is saying that we have to pamper them.
They
and
now
they
open
miss-
whatever they
Now
house.
they are talking about the rehabilitation, and
center.
then after the rehabilitation,
Put them in the Nigerian army.
They put them into the Nigerian army,
So
and you begin to ask yourself, which means these people are not talking. They're not fighting terrorism. This is not terrorism. These are militant.
well-planned.
These are militias being used to exterminate Christians. That's why they don't want to lose them. They are integrating them into the army because the jihad continues. So how can somebody be talking about restructuring when you know that these guys are there to destroy you and finish you?
okay.
So now, when you talk about Mbaka,
yes.
I want to go back to
Mbaka, I don't know if he's a politician.
there's something I
or-
want to let, with due respect to the bishops, with due respect to the bishops, they may not believe this, that Mbaka, since 2014, 15,
has been on the scene.
Mbaka has been the mouthpiece of Catholic Church as far as that Nigeria is concerned, whether we like it or not. Whatever Mbaka does is the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Father Mbaka told us that good luck was bad
It
luck,
was bad luck.
and Buhari is coming in as a God sent
He's a savior.
right? And a lot of things have been going on in that his adoration ground. We are seeing it. In the recent one, just at the eve of the new year, he prophesied that Ihedioha will be removed. And then
Prophesy will be taken over.
Uzodimma will replace him. And you begin to somebody called me on the phone and said, Father, he's a lay person. I said, Father, what do you say? I said, nah, this is a private experience. I don't know what Father Mbaka saw and what Father Mbaka did not see.
He's a politician.
I can't answer for Father Mbaka. But in all honesty, a lot of what this guy is saying is ridiculous in the face of Catholic Church. And this is the same body because of his clout. There's a lot of clout, a lot of followers.
Yes.
So whatever he says, boom,
The whole world will hear.
is the Catholic Church, is the priests say, is the Catholic Church saying.
And he is in that same Enugu
And there is
that
no-
Fulanese have run over.
It's not even
know,
so much
that-
about.
that's
It's not
same
even
the
so much
axis
about
where he
whatever
is.
involvement he might have with the Fulanese or the politicians. I don't.
We're
I don't
talking
care
about the
what-
killings. We're
I
talking
am
about
talking
the killings
about
where
what
you
you are
can't speak up.
saying and what you're doing. That's what I'm concerned about. Well, then anybody can, from the known to the unknown. We can judge you from what we know to what we don't know, and that will be individual conclusions. But the point I'm making is, when such a person like Mbaka is consistently saying these things, and the general public are seeing it, that this guy is pro-politicians, pro the Muslims, pro the Fulanis, from what he's saying,
Yes.
there has to be a counter narrative to it.
Yes.
Or else we as Catholics and Christians will have to live with it to that extent. People associate him to us, we have to live with it. So when for instance, he makes the prophecy, you don't hear from the home bishop. He didn't say a word. Nothing was said. So that this protest could have been a very powerful counter narrative to whatever anybody is saying, whether positive or negative.
You're correct.
This match could have encapsulated our collective experience and pushed it out to the world like a bombshell. And the world will wake up, including the Vatican City, including America, the world powers, EU. They wake up to say there's something going on in Nigeria that is religious war. And once they turn it to religious war internationally, that's it. The world will come in and intervene to stop it.
So are you trying to tell me that prayers is not enough with what is happening now in Nigeria? Or there is another means, we should use, or the Nigerians, Christians to use? So this is no longer spiritual matters. It's now becoming physical.
Yeah, it's like you're telling me to tell the bishops what to do in addition to what because
it's someone coming to kill you. Yeah.
So, not prayer. I believe in prayer. Of course, I don't like the word man of God. No, I'm a Catholic priest. I love my prayers. I'm not saying it just to please God. I say it because it helps me, both spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Mm-hmm. So prayer is very, very good, both as individual prayers and as collective prayers. Right?
Yeah.
Now, when you tell us to pray and fast on that day without the march,
okay,
right? That's a lot of exercise. Prayer, collective prayer is a lot of exercise. Yes. It's very good. But don't forget that there's a type of prayer that you offer to God. It will have a question mark. Because you have not done what you're supposed to do. Right?
Yeah.
You're not done what you're supposed to do. Okay? Because the human person is made up of spiritual power, emotional and psychological power, physical power, not just spiritual power. Mm-hmm. Prayer works on the spiritual level. And from the spiritual level, empowers the emotional level or the psychological level and the physical level to do something.
Yes. So
the spiritual empowers the rest to do something. It doesn't empower you to stay back there and continue to pray and pray and pray and pray. Just like somebody, you lose your job. And then you go into go and search for another job. No, you say, no, I'm going for miracle prayer and all that. You'll be mocking God. Please go and do something. Find a job. If you need to recertify your certifications, go and do that and then look for a job. You get a job. So that when you're looking for a job, you're accompanying the search for a job with prayers.
Yes.
Let me give you this example. Let's say somebody has a son. You love your son, he's your only son. You love him to death. And then you send your son to school. You're sending your son to school. You bought everything for him, paid the school fees, the books, and everything that your son needs to go to school. Right? Mm-hmm. And your son says, Daddy, I know you love me, and I know that you say that if I don't go to school, I will not become somebody. And I know you have paid my tuition, you have bought me all that I need to go to school, giving me pocket money. But Daddy, can you come with me so that or can you go and sit in the class for me? Because I know you love me, so that when you learn, you'll be transferred to my name. Right? There is no father who can make all these provisions and then go the extra mile to go and sit down in the class. Oh, I'm here to represent my son because my son doesn't like to come to school, or because I love my son, I don't want him to suffer. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Is it possible? No. God will provide everything we need, both spiritually, psychologically, and physically through prayer. But it's only to dispose us to do our own part.
Yes.
That's why you hear most often where people say, God cannot do for us what we can do for ourselves. Mm-hmm. If somebody is coming physically to attack you, and then you are there praying that God will make them blind so that they don't see you. They're coming for you. They're going to
behead you.
It's not a question of mistaken identity. They know you. They're coming for you. They know you're a Christian. We're coming for you. And you're saying, God, please cover their eyes. Cover them with the blood of Jesus and all those things.
It's not going to work.
They will come and kill you. 2 priests were saying mass in a church in the north. They came in the mass and shot and killed the parishioners with the catechist. Those people were saying prayers and mass. Right?
Yes.
There was a seminarian who were just kidnapped from the
that's
seminary.
the one I wanted to.
Michael
Because last time we
Michael Nadi. Yes, they kidnapped. They were
was
kidnapped
killed
from the seminary, and then eventually killed.
And I learned they went back again.
Are they not praying? Yeah, I heard they went back again. Are those people not praying? In addition to your prayers, this is a seminary. You know that place is sensitive. Hire people, buy guns and give them. They will protect the entire face of the seminary.
Yes, supposed to.
Hire security men, high-powered security, pay for it. Life is larger than logic. Right?
Yes.
Okay, I heard now they are building police posts in Kali University in Abuja. The church is building police posts, and then when you finish, you hand it over to the police. Mm-hmm. Whereas already half of the police are Boko Haram, half of the army Boko Haram. You hand it over to them, and then the IG. Remember the IG? Almost 90% of the inspector generals of police, commissioners of police in the states are Fulanis, and they are there on an agenda. They will select the Boko Haram members and give you Boko Haram will be monitoring your university, right? So what do you expect? So the point I'm making is, prayer, you can never dispute the role of prayer in anybody's life. But prayer is there to give you the injection to go and do what you're supposed to do to safeguard your life.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, if you ask me, just like I have spoken to a lot of priests back home, I told them, you don't have to, if you don't know how to shoot, don't go and buy a gun. Because it's not going to be useful to you.
Yes.
But you must make sure you work with the local people. Make sure there is a vigilante in your community. Serious vigilante group. Make sure they're equipped to do the work. And once in a while, if you have a chop 1, chop 2, give them, mm-hmm. So that they make sure it's not just about covering yourself, it's covering the
communities.
You don't just protect yourself in your father's house, and meanwhile, your parishioners are being killed. No. You go to empower the communities to form vigilante groups in your community. Make sure that they are well equipped. You can either do it openly or do it privately. Nobody will even know what you're doing. But you are the engineer working from remote.
Yes.
As a remote. Now, when you have done it, reach out to other communities, 2, 3, or 4 communities, form an inter-community vigilante group. So that if the attack is coming to this village, if they cannot overcome them, they know the phone call to make. These other ones will come and back them up. Mm-hmm. And with that, everybody is covered. I've spoken to a lot of priests about this. So, what I'm saying is that we still want to know why this peaceful protest or march was changed and limited to Abuja. Persecution of Christians is not limited to Abuja. It's not even predominant. It's not even so dominant in Abuja. So that is why it's all these things when you see something like this, you begin to wonder what is going on. What is going on? And I'm sure that is what why Ucheme was very, very hard on the church in Nigeria, because we don't seem to be doing exactly what we are supposed to do. So, and sorry for the distraction. So, what it basically means is there has to be, the church must understand, first of all, that this is, that this is a religious war. We must understand this thing clearly. And we have to make that case for the outside world, for them to intervene before this thing becomes out of hand. Remember, there is an audio circulating now that soon they will start bombing the churches. You better believe that this is part of their plan. And a lot of them are being flooded into the... I heard about 400 of them were,
the one that were captured.
They were captured. No. I think they said about 2 or 3 days ago, a whole bunch of all these people were brought down to Owerri. And within a day, they were dispersed to many interior villages. I heard that the same bunch of people were brought down in Enugu, somewhere in, around the 9th mile. These people, they are putting them inside. And when this thing will happen, it might be done too late. So the sooner we make the case to the outside world, so that if any country is willing to come in and help us, they can come in without any, without intervening in the legal jurisdiction of Nigeria, without offending against that. They can seriously come to help Christians.
In conclusion, before you say your final word, IPOB USA is having an event that is coming up June 20th. Called Million March.
Yeah.
With the event that is happening in Nigeria, this is a very good atmosphere for you as a priest to invite your other priests that are in the United States. This is not only IPOB issue now or Biafran issue. All Nigerians, because as Nnamdi Kanu used to say, that Biafra is not only for our people. It's going to liberate those who believe and those who embrace them.
Yes.
So this Million March, I would like to invite you, and also I want you to invite your fellow priests and all Nigerians and all Biafrans, and your final word for our people and the audience who are watching you. You have over 200 people watching you already.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I actually, over the weekend, I was speaking to a group of people about this Million March. And I asked them, these are people from Biafra land, Igbos mainly. I asked them, is there anybody within the group who does not know that there is a problem back home? Nobody indicated. I said, very good. So everybody knows that there is a problem. I said, yes. I said, you're correct. There is a problem. The next question is, what do we do about this problem? You know, 1 or 2 people said something. I told them, you've tried. But guess what? There is a problem. How do we address the problem? Because this is a problem of, not political problem, it's a problem of exterminating Christians all over the world, all over Nigeria, right? I said, some people, the politicians, are talking about restructuring. Restructuring. I give it to them because you cannot be fighting a system you are benefiting from.
Yes.
Okay? So, but then the next question is, are you talking of restructuring with people who started way before the independence? They decided way before the independence to exterminate Christians. Now they have the power to do it. You are telling them about restructuring. What did Ojukwu do? It was restructuring. Before the war, they came back, Aburi Accord was restructuring. They came back. They go and came back. They say, oh no, forget about this. It's not going to lead us to where we want to go. They jettisoned the whole idea, right? Now, you talk of restructuring now, the Sultan of Sokoto has said is no negotiation. There's nothing like restructuring. Right? Good. Now, what is the other option we have? The other option we have is referendum for everybody. Yorubas, do you want to be part of Nigeria? Do you still want to be part of Nigeria? Yes or no? Biafrans, do you still want to be part of Nigeria? Yes or no? Middle Belt, the same thing. How the Arewa? Do you still want? Yes or no? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. That one is the only viable option we have, because the way the Fulanis are going, they already have all the powers.
Yes.
There's nothing anybody can do. Whatever you call it, they must achieve their aim. So the only option we have is this referendum. Now, that is why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu saw it way back and started working on it. How do you achieve referendum? Or which will lead to kind of independence as a people from Nigeria? Two ways. You are either going to do it by shooting, war, or you are going to do it through diplomatic negotiations to the outside world, United Nations, EU, name it, for them to support you so that you can be on your own, right? War is not an option. Why? Because we already fought one.
Yes.
And we don't have what it takes. I'm not saying that it is ruled out completely, because I'm not in the echelon of the IPOB platform. No. But at least I don't see anybody talking about the possibility of war. So we are working on diplomatic negotiations to get the people to understand, see that what we are going through, that we are being persecuted, we are marginalized, we are Christians, we are Judeo-Christians, 100%. And that's why they are killing us. How can we continue with these people killing us every day as Christians, wherever we go? They have shut our borders. The airports are not working. The seaports are not working. They shut the border, Cotonou border, where we do business. There is every kilometer in Biafra land is checkpoint with the military, police, name it. In other words, these people are already treating us as a conquered nation, as a conquered people.
Yes.
Why would the soldiers, the military be on the road? So they are treating us like a conquered people already. So therefore, all the option we have is to let the outside world know what is going on with us, and that the reason why we need to go as a people. Now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB platform, they have done marvelously well in doing international diplomatic negotiations, beginning with the United Nations, EU. Now, they are here in America. Just a few months ago, we started working with America. And guess what? Because of the massive diplomatic outreach, America has come to much of America, I mean the lawmakers, yes, the government, much of the government has come to understand that they don't even know what is going on in Nigeria.
Yes.
Going to confirm what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been saying, that all these ambassadors in Nigeria have been bought over. Mm-hmm. America, Britain, no, name it. They have all been bought over. They are not sending back news to their people. So by the time, thank God that God brought this, lobbying firm that is working aggressively for us and refused to accept any bribe from Nigeria. So they're working with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and they have been able to expose a lot of all the atrocities. That is why they were able to change the American ambassador to Nigeria within a very short time. Before you know it, they released Showore and Dasuki. Of course, somebody was telling me the other time, it was a Yoruba guy. He was the wife of Showore. I said, okay, if the wife of Showore, I didn't say the wife did not do anything. But if it was the work of the wife of Showore, what of Dasuki? They were brought out at the same time. Who did for Dasuki? I told him, you Yorubas will never believe that an Igbo man is worth anything. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been working for Showore, Dasuki, and El Zazaki. El Zazaki could not be released because, unfortunately, when this guy was killed in Baghdad, the terrorists in Iran by America, they burnt the American flag and the Israeli flag. And for America, they don't toy with their flag. Anything that has to do with America, they don't toy with it. So the group of El Zazaki burnt the flag because America was like, We are not sure what this group is. If not, 3 of them would have been out. Now, they have put Nigeria under watch list within a very short space of time. Now came the visa ban. Visa ban. All these things, they were facts and figures provided by Mazen Nnamdi and IPOB members to the lawmakers in America. Right? Now, so I told the group, the basic groundwork has been done. The 90% of the work has been done for Biafra to be free. What is left is like 10%. And that 10% involves every other Biafran.
So that's why
every other Biafran. So I told them that the American government wants us to do a couple of things just to make assurance double assured. Number one, we have to show the American public that we are ready for this. I said, let's be realistic. If you are going to war and you want somebody to help you, you have to show that you are capable.
Yes.
Nobody wants to support somebody who is a weakling. No. So America wants to see that we are really zealous about this, our Biafra. So that's why the Million March is for everybody to come out. We come out in Washington, D.C., June 2020. Come out of mass to identify with America. Let the Americans know that we are ready to go, to be our people, and we have the numbers and what it takes. The other one is contribution of $1.
Yes.
Because America has to know your numerical strength in America to see what you are contributing. Nobody can just go and compile a list and send to them. No. There has to be an institutionalized system whereby America can know this is the number of people we have.
Head count in the families.
That's why banking system is part of it. That's why that $1 was instituted for every Biafran in North America.
With your family members.
With your family. If you have five in your family, you pay for every $1 every month until Biafra comes. A lot of people are paying it. You don't have to pay $1. People are paying $5. People are paying $10 per person for every month till there. Calculate it and pay. It's in the system. Then put down the names of your people. Then send it to anybody. Let any IPOB member, they will collect it and send it out to the database. Now, the other side of it, like I told the group, look, this is, you might think, let them go and do this, and when they finish this, we'll come in and help out where we can do. It's not like that. Every responsibility carries some accountability. We are expected as Biafrans to take this Million March seriously, to take this $1 seriously, because it's going to give us, it doesn't mean that without these things we cannot get Biafra. No. It basically means that if we have all these things intact, if we are supposed to get Biafra in 5 years, we can get it in a couple of months. So it's just to quicken the process so that we lessen the number of people that will be killed before Biafra comes. And remember, it's not about Biafra coming, it's about disintegrating Nigeria. Yorubas are already separating themselves from Nigeria. They're already working for their own independence on the ground. So somebody can say, blah, 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 blah. These guys, when they instituted Amotekun, who knew? Nobody knew. Now it's very strong and very fortified. Now they're working for their separation. We don't even know what the Middle Belt is doing.
Okay.
But if we present ourselves that we are capable, it makes it much easier. The other ones is like the census that is coming. For those of us who are citizens, we have investigated it and accepted it. It's somebody that worked on it. So during the census, if you are doing your census online, for those who are citizens, there's a place where it says
country of origin.
Country of origin. You put in Biafra there.
Don't put anything Nigeria.
Don't put anything Nigeria. Just put in Biafra there. Finish. Your language. If you speak Yoruba, you say Yoruba and English. The language you speak. If you speak Igbo, Igbo and English. Don't put Nigeria there, because it's going to come back to haunt you.
Yes.
Why? Because you cannot be fighting to be independent from a country,
At the same
and yet
time, you're embracing it.
the country you are
Your
holding
fingerprint is there.
yes, the country is your identity. The same country you are fighting is your identity. You can't be fighting a system where you are benefiting from. So, but when you are registered as Biafra, when you travel, even right now, if you want to travel, you put your Nigerian passport behind, get visa from Nigeria, use your American passport, get visa. When you land in any international airport in Nigeria, this has been established. Somebody worked on it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done an unbelievable amount of work in a very short time that he started coming to US.
Yes.
Now they're able to move part of their office from the embassy. Instead of going to the embassy to let them know you're around, now in the airport right there, they have spots where they have offices there. You can go in there, register that you are here. Yeah, this is where you're going to stay for the period. This is the number of weeks I will stay. They will give you a phone number you have on you in case of any eventuality. Call a number, and they will be following up on you till you come back. So all these things, somebody and some people have put it in place. It is for us to benefit from it, we who are Biafrans. So the little we can contribute is just to clear our calendar, come there and identify and let the American public know that we are equal to the task and we're ready to go as a people.
Thank you, audience.
So finally, thank you, my audience, and I was told that a lot of people are there already commenting. I appreciate you.
Over
you guys.
300.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I know that, of course, some people are in the public, some are underground, working tirelessly and for the restoration of Biafra. Like we say always, it is Biafra or Biafra. And Biafra is a done deal. And definitely Biafra will come, whether anybody believes it or not. From the little I know, I can vouchsafe for the coming of Biafra that it is a done deal. But we just want to quicken it so that many more lives will be saved back home. So once again, thank you very much for being my audience.
Pray for your audience.
My prayer is that Almighty God will grant us the freedom that we have been asking for, both those who have died and those who are still living. And in the end, He reward us with Biafra so that the souls of those who have died may rest in peace, and those of us who have lost loved ones may get the healing that we need. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
And this is where we come to the end of today's interview with our beloved Father in the Lord. And I just want to make a quick announcement, because last time so many people were asking that we did not leave a number for them to call, something like that. But this number I'm going to leave for you is for those of you who are in United States of America. You want to join the IPOB, or you want to be part of the 2020 million march. I'm going to leave you our national coordinator's phone number in person of Dr. Okoro. He's the one in charge in USA here. His phone number is 512-825-5300. I repeat myself again. Dr. Okoro. Phone number is 512-825-5300. And women, there is a women wing that our leader inaugurated here. And you want to be part of this women wing, and you want to be in Washington, D.C. and be part of this strong women group, we have our mommy Okafor. Our phone number is 215-715-7709. I repeat again, 215-715-7709. In case if you are in Europe, anywhere you are, and you want to be part of the 2020 million march, you can call Dr. Okoro and you can apply for your visa, and it will be granted unto you for the million march. All right? Then if you are in New York and you want to be part of what is happening, you can call Mazi Ezekwesili on 832-245-5640. I repeat again, Mazi Ezekwesili. David, 245-5640. Thank every one of you for being with us, and I appreciate our Father for making out his time out of his busy schedule. Umuchiukwu, or Hail Biafra. And this is Kobobuego. They won.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.